Giants, bones and bloodlines, the Nephilim they tried to erase. They were real, they were everywhere, and someone is still covering their tracks. Let me ask you something. Why are there so many stories of giants? Why do ancient texts, tribal myths, and early newspapers all describe the same thing? Enormous skeletons, unnatural height, extra rows of teeth, red hair, elongated skulls. And why, every time bones are found, do they disappear? You're about to find out why. Because tonight we're digging up more than just bones. We're digging up a story that threatens everything: history, science, religion, and power. This is Mspiracy, and this episode, it's the one they really don't want you to see. The Nephilim, the forbidden Genesis. Before we get to the bones, let's go back to the beginning. Genesis 6:4. There were giants in the earth in those days, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. Let's break that down. Sons of God, the Watchers, divine beings, daughters of men. Us, their children, the Nephilim, part God, part human, giants, hybrids. These weren't metaphorical giants. They were flesh and blood apex predators walking the earth, bigger, stronger, and more intelligent than us. They built, they ruled, they devoured. The Book of Enoch, banned from the Bible, goes further. 200 Watchers descended on Mount Hermon, taught forbidden knowledge, weapons, sorcery, astrology, metallurgy, created monstrous offspring who consumed everything, even humans. God's solution: a flood, a reset, a purge. So where did the bodies go? Buried, found, and silenced. Let's get into the physical evidence, because it exists. Or at least it did. Mounds of the Dead, North America's giant problem. In the 1800s and early 1900s, America was full of reports of giant skeletons being found. Ohio, West Virginia, Illinois, Wisconsin, entire burial mounds with 7 feet to 12 feet tall skeletons. Many had double rows of teeth, extra digits, massive skulls. Some were buried with copper jewelry, stone tablets with unknown symbols, and even armor. Newspapers reported these discoveries as fact. Examples of the New York Times, 1885, 1897, 1902, giant skeleton found. Scientific American, 1880s, reported mounds with oversized remains. But guess who showed up? The Smithsonian. They took the bones and they never gave them back. No museum displays, no peer-reviewed studies, no public trace. Gone. The Smithsonian conspiracy. In 2014, a whistleblower lawsuit claimed that the Smithsonian had destroyed thousands of giant skeletons in the early 1900s. The reason? To protect the Darwinian model and suppress anything that might suggest divine hybrid beings ever walked the earth. The Smithsonian denied everything, but internal memos, letters, and archived documents from field agents say otherwise. Ask yourself, why would an institute created to preserve knowledge be the one erasing it? Lovelock Cave, Nevada, cannibal giants of the desert, early 1900s. Guano miners open a cave. Inside, over 60 human skeletons, many over 9 feet tall. Some with red hair, some mummified. Weapons, baskets, tools unlike anything else in the region. The local Paiute tribe had oral legends of these giants called Siteka. Red-haired, aggressive, cannibalistic. They said their ancestors trapped the last of them in that cave and burned them alive. Smithsonian steps in again. The bones vanish. The Kandahar giant modern military cover-up, 2002 Afghanistan. An elite US Special Forces unit enters a remote mountain region. They go dark, no comms. A second team is sent to investigate. They find their comrades ripped apart. Then it appears. A 15-foot humanoid, red hair, 6 fingers, 6 toes, spear in hand. It kills one soldier. The team takes it down after intense gunfire. The body is airlifted out by helicopter. The incident is scrubbed. But too many soldiers started talking. Multiple accounts match. Yet officially, it never happened. The bloodline theory, where did they go? Here's the wild part. What if the Nephilim never fully died out? What if the hybrid bloodlines were hidden, absorbed into royal families, priesthoods, secret societies? Look at the traits they preserved. Rh-negative blood, height, elongated skulls, think Egyptian royalty, obsession with blood purity, intermarriage. Even the divine right of kings traces back to the idea that rulers are descended from gods. The Vatican, the British Crown, the pharaohs, the priesthoods of Babylon. What if they're all remnants of the Nephilim bloodline? Why they're still hiding the bones? So let's be clear, this is bigger than bones. Because if they admit the giants were real, it confirms the Book of Enoch. It confirms the genetic manipulation of humanity. It suggests non-human intelligences shaped our history. It destroys the official version of religion, science, and power. And the people in charge, they built their empires on the lie. So they silence the legends, they destroy the bones. They tell us the giants were just fairy tales, but the earth still holds their remains. And the bloodlines, they still walk among us. This is the story of a war not between nations, but between species. They came down, they ruled, they fell. But they didn't all die. Some were buried, some were bred, and some became gods. This is Emspiracy, and the giants are not gone. They were just covered up, but now we dig them up.